What's up, guys? Welcome to VHP Engines. So, been talking about, more trips and everything. I mentioned it in the Honda Day, review type deal. What I was planning on doing. And then I said I needed to talk to some people and I needed to get some plans worked out. So, people have been talked to, plans have been worked out. So I've decided what I was going to do is I was on the fence kind of back and forth about the whole Honda Day in New Hampshire. It was going to be that versus Maryland. And I decided instead of going back to the same spot that I just went to, I would go to the New Hampshire spot instead. So going to try that. Plus there are some of you guys that I know quite a bit more than I realized that are in the New England area. And that'll give me a chance to meet some of you guys and possibly some more fans of the channel. Because I'm interested in meeting as many of you guys as possible too. Not just, the big guys. So that's cool. So New Hampshire Honda Day, I think it's June 8th and 9th. I will fly in June 8th and leave June 9th. That's the idea right now. And what I'm starting doing, because I don't want to dig too much into my savings to make these trips, I'm just going to start pushing myself to work more, get more stuff done. So sell some blocks, maybe actually do some engine work. Edgar has followed me on Instagram for a long time. He's a kind of a fitness nut, and despite the fact that I don't look like a fitness guy, I do spend at least 3 days a week in the gym. So I've gone back and forth with him on a lot of stuff, fitness wise, especially when I was doing my weight cut, when I was dropping down from 270. So he mentioned before a couple months back about doing Ninja build, and he actually decided to pull the trigger on it. He sent me the first chunk of the money, and I worked out a deal with him. I told him that he's the guy that actually wouldn't mind sponsoring, giving something for free, but I'm already doing that with 3 other people, or 2 other people for sure right now, and I need to replenish some of my money I just spent, so I couldn't do it. But I worked out a deal with him instead. So instead of spending $1,000, he's spending half of that. So I'm doing that B20 high compression build, and it's going to be for Edgar. All right, the money received from that will go to the Honda Day New Hampshire trip. All right, so there's that. That's the first trip. Then the second trip I want to take to Tulsa to go to Humble Performance. Even though I had hoped to meet Kenny and Alex over at Honda Day, the idea to actually go out to the shop in Tulsa has been on my mind from the very beginning, since I first talked to the guys. So and not only will I guarantee that I'm going to run into the guys, I'm going to be able to see the shop. And that way, later on, if I go to another event and have to see them, it's not going to be a big deal. I have to, scramble through places with no reception to try and find people, or trying to find people when they're busy trying to prep for a race or whatnot. This way, it'll be, I think, an easier environment to just be able to talk to everybody. So I talked to Kenny. Kenny said, yeah, come by whenever. So I'm trying to space the trips out also with a month or so in between, because, for money wise, that way I can again recover money for the trip, but also so that way I don't piss off my wife too much, because she's not the most enthusiastic about me spending a bunch of time gone, even if it's short stretches, because again, I just went to Honda Day, and at the end of May, my cousin graduates in West Virginia. She's the last one in the family on the mom's side to do that. So I'm flying up there, and then I'm going to be flying up there for a long weekend and coming back, and then I'll be flying again the next weekend to New Hampshire for Honda Day. And I feel 100% confident at this point that I'm going to be making that trip, so I feel, safe saying that's going to happen. All right, and then the Tulsa trip will be the next one I take. I haven't really picked out a specific date because there's no event going on. It's just I want to throw a dart at the board, and of course I'm going to coordinate with Kenny and talk to him ahead of time to make sure that everybody's going to be working at the time that I decide that I'm going to show up, because I don't want, God forbid, I go out there and I meet somebody or miss somebody for whatever reason. So I'm going to coordinate a little better with him as the time's getting closer. The idea is to buy the ticket a month in advance. So that way, when I go, travel expenses aren't going to mesh with the cost of the flight itself, and rental car, because definitely doing a rental car this time. I don't care, even if it's a bigger city. I'm going to do it. Then the last trip, the third trip was, to go out and meet Jesse, or go out and be able to hang out with Jesse. Now I know that Jesse is supposed to be at Holiday, New Hampshire, but for whatever, just in case, for whatever reason he's not there, I'll be going out there directly to him, so that way, there's 100% chance that I'll be able to chill with him. Also, and then same thing, and I'm hoping and assuming it's going to be the same thing like was with Jeff. Met Jeff. Jeff and we had a conversation. I'm looking forward to more conversations with Jeff. So me, meeting him the first time leads to a desire to want to meet him again and, spend more time talking. So, it's not like meeting the guy one time and then never see him again. So if I run into him in New Hampshire, that'll actually give me a better chance to, to prep and set up with him directly face to face in the next trip. And the last trip of the year that I'll be taking will be, with him. So then, the whole thing was like I'm sitting here, I'm trying to brainstorm like what the fuck is gonna happen in the Los Angeles, Fontana area, what car event's gonna go down that I can justify making the trip out there besides just going to Jesse, because I don't want to just show up at dude's like house, knock on the door, and be like, hey, let's chill. I would actually prefer to go to where there's a car event, so that way it's business out there, and I can talk with him and stuff like that. While we're there at the event. So I'm stumped. I couldn't figure out anything to do, and I was like, it's midnight here, so I'm like, well, let me, there's a time difference, I think 3 to 4 hours between the West Coast and the East Coast. So I was like, let me just see if I can hit him up and maybe catch his attention, or maybe he'll answer tomorrow, whatever. I didn't have any doubt that he wasn't going to respond. I just knew that he'd respond when he had time to. So he did get back to me right away, and he said, we're going to Honda Day in September, and we're going to SEMA in SEMA. And I was like, oh, that's in Las Vegas, right? I've been reading Honda and Import Tuner magazines for years up until my return to Florida. I finally broke off from buying magazines just because, whatever, I have reasons for that, but that's besides the point. So, but, SEMA was always covered in these magazines. And this is, I'm pretty sure, I feel like it's like one of the biggest meets to go to, and it's something that I even talked to my wife about a year back, that I was like, I would very much like to go to SEMA. Plus, I want to go to Vegas. I really want to go to Vegas. So that would be like, 2 birds with 1 stone type deal. So I'm talking to Jesse, and I'm like, well, I don't think I'm going to go to September H Day because I'm going to go to New Hampshire. Plus, I already just went to Maryland for H Day. And I had, kind of had plans to go to World Cup, which is also in Maryland International Raceway. So I'm like, why would I fucking hit the same place 3 times? So, and then he's telling me like, well, he goes, the SEMA event takes place during the same time World Cup does, the same stretch of days. So I'm like, well, shit, now I got some decision making to do. And I was like, well, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to go to Humble directly, and I've already met Jeff, and I'm going to see him again. And by this time, hopefully it'll be the second time I'm meeting Jesse. So I'm like, well, the people I'm going to meet at Maryland, which is Irvin and his crew, I can go see whenever the fuck I want. The trip is $130, so it's not. I can go whenever I want. So it's not a big deal for me to go to World Cup finals. So I'm like, all right, fine. I would rather go to SEMA. And then, we didn't talk for a minute, and I hit the website, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, well, attendance, like how much is the tickets? And then it's like closed event, not open to the general public. So then I'm like, well, fucking hell, it looks like I'm not gonna be able to do that either. So then I go back and I'm like, all right, well, I didn't realize that it wasn't open to the general public, so now I got to figure out something else instead. And at that point, we'd already been chit-chatting for like 10, 15 minutes. I don't like to hold people too long. So I was like, well, thanks for your time, Mr. Jesse. I guess I'll figure something else out. And then he was like, well, if you want to go, we have passes. I can get you a pass. So I'm like, well, yeah, dude, if you can do that, that would be fucking awesome, because I really want to go to SEMA. I'm really interested in going. Like, this is an event that I've wanted to attend, seriously wanted to attend for the past year and have thought about, in years prior. So I'm like, yeah, that's an opportunity that I definitely wouldn't want to miss. I would love to go. Plus, I'm pretty sure that some of the other guys, that had a hand in also for the sponsorship for that engine build are going to be there too. Like AJ from Kings Racing and stuff like that. There's other, there was other companies involved in this. So if I can meet more of those guys and thank them personally, I would very much like to do that. So there's that. Now, SEMA in Vegas, like 2-hour trip from Los Angeles, right? By drive, right? And I also hopped on and checked the flights. It's like the Allegiant airline flies between Vegas and Los Angeles. Quick flight, $90. So I'm like, I'm still open to go to Vegas and still swing by California. So that's, that's a possibility as well. But I'm fuzzy brained because I've slept 2 hours in like the past 48. I'm really fighting crashing. I wanted to do at least 2 videos tonight, but the other ones are just gonna have to wait till I can think properly. So definitely now what we're looking at on the books is Honda Day, New Hampshire, Tulsa, Humble Performance, and SEMA. Now I'm again probably like I think it's a 99.9% chance that nothing's gonna get filmed. I'm putting this information out mainly for the slim chance of however many of you, 7,000 people, happen to be in the area and want to link up. And as far as H-Day goes, it seems like there were more people that knew about the channel that were attending H-Day that just didn't find me, didn't run into me. So I got to see about maybe trying to find a way to make it easier to find me. There's even a very good chance that what I might do is I might see if I could just hang around the CSS booth, maybe I'll fucking bring a lawn chair myself and pop it up on next to the bench, and I'll just chill out there for good sections of the day and see if anybody's kind of want to roll through or whatnot. Because going through the car shows, seeing people's cars, and then watching the races, there's big chunks of the event that I don't feel obligated to sit and watch. So if I'm away in a place where people can find me, that'd be great too. So there's that. Yeah. So again, yeah, there's even Las Vegas. I mean, Charles, I've talked to for I don't even know how fucking long now, is out there. So I know for a fact there's one guy that I talk to on a regular that's out there that I want to meet. So yeah, so New Hampshire, the New Hampshire event, I know for a fact that there's at least 2 people that should be there. Vegas, I know there's somebody that should be there. And well, Humble Performance, it'd be great if I could run into fans out there. But at the end of the day, my focus is going to be on fanboying over the shop and everybody there. So I just wanted to share, what I'm going to be doing for travel, just in case anybody's in the area wants to coordinate. This is I wrote it down somewhere, but I think what I had written down is June is the event, is the H-Day. So I'm going to do June, and I promised my wife that we were going to do like a real vacation, and I'm thinking about Universal because my kids haven't been to any real big amusement park, but the last time we went to a small one, roller coasters and shit are a fucking no-go. My kids do not want anything to do with rides that are any kind of fast. If they're on a ride, they want it to be very controlled and kiddie-like. So instead of spending money to go to Disney World or something like that, I figured Universal would be a better experience because most of it's like 3D IMAX type deal, if I remember correctly. I haven't been there since I was a teenager. I was like 16 last time I went. I'm 32 now, or will be 32 next month. Anyway, so there's that. I promised that. So July is going to be family time, and then August is when I would like to go out to Tulsa, and then the end of October running into November will be SEMA. So there's that. That'll wrap up the year for me. I mean, who knows? There's Jesse did mention another event that I remember seeing in his timeline, taking pictures of. It's in Indiana, and I think that's in December. So I'm always open to do more things, especially if it's something I can afford to do. Then why not? And I think as far as extra money goes, I can make extra money. I just have to stop being lazy. I can do things to produce extra cash, and I will be doing that, even if it's just selling shit through eBay. I can do that. So I will throw this in here. I was going to throw it in the other video, but I'll throw it in here instead. The RSX situation, I was going to mention it the other day, but I wasn't 100% sure if the deal was going to go through or not. If you guys that have been here for a long time remember Blake, his 450 horsepower hats that I built for him. Right? I didn't build the whole car. He put the car together. I built the engine. I built the long block for him. He has an RSX that was running. He also runs repos. He financed an RSX to this kid. The kid wound up spending more money on the car instead of paying off the car. And my homeboy, very lenient, gave him multiple chances to try and catch up to pay anything on the car. He refused. So, but he got repoed. Now he's got the car again, and he's like, you know, I'd offer, you know, I had mentioned before that I wanted, despite the fact that I have the shell. I was like, so what's up? And he's like, well, what's up? And I was like, well, I have the RSX shell sitting here. I could give you the shell and the swap that I just, you know, freshly assembled the engine. And then we could do that. I can get a running car and I'll pay you cash on top. So, Blake is a lot more motivated than me when it comes to getting shit done. You know, plus I know that what he's going to do is he's going to get it running right. He's going to get it tuned. He's going to get the numbers. He's going to enjoy it for a couple of weeks. And then he's going to sell it. And it's whatever. I don't care because at the end of the day, it's going to get tuned. What I'm worried about on my part is that I'll put the swap in the fucking car this weekend and I will sit on the car like that, like a dumbass, because I'm going to have Flash Pro or K Pro to get the car even to turn on because of the fact that the ECU is not from that car. So, yeah, to get around that issue, you know, I need to invest a good amount of money still. So, I know Blake will get that done faster than me. He did it with his hatch before. He had his, before I had my sedan stolen, he had his car back together faster and running before mine was. So yeah, I know that out of all the people I know down here, Blake is the one 100% that I know that if he's got his intentions on getting a car running, it'll be running. Now, as far as projects going, you know, the high comp B20, I will be building another high comp B20 and I will sell. I'm going to be listing it for sale. Now, it's not going to be super cheap, but I'm going to try and make it affordable. I haven't decided yet on a price. It'll be rotating assembly. It's going to be the block itself, you know, assembled piston crank rod, you know, and it's going to be, I think maybe the ITR business. I'm not sure, 100% sure. It's going to be 11-1 compression if you run it with a non-VTEC head. So it's going to be fairly healthy bump in compression for the V20. All right, and the K20 I just pulled apart. It might be a sponsor. It might be a sponsor build. I got to talk to the guy first. If it's not going to him, then I will do a poor man's A2. I'll do A3 rods, A2 pistons, and flip it out. And also haven't 100% decided on a price yet, but it's probably going to be cheaper than the high compression B20. So if you're interested in either of those, let me know. I have enough pistons where I can do multiple blocks. So I still have one more K20 to pull apart after that. And if it's as healthy as this one is, this one's not mint is like I would like it to be, but it's good enough to where I think I can run it with no problems. So I got no problems with selling it, assembling it, selling it out. So yeah, there's that. And that's going to be it for right now. Video wound up running longer than I expected it to, 18 fucking minutes. This is why the other video I have planned, I need to split in two because there's potential of a run 45 minutes. Anyways, guys, I'm going to call it quits here. So I hope to see more of your faces or whatnot. I'm very much looking forward to these trips. This is probably me only doing this year, depending on circumstance. You know, like I wasn't planning on going to New Hampshire. I mentioned that in the last video. Jeff's like, you should come out. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I will. So who knows? Maybe I go out there and I chill with these guys and maybe something else pops up. Then I can do it and I'll go. But for right now, this is what's planned. And as far as next year goes, I have no plans for that yet. Things always could change. But for right now, this is what is planned for anybody that's in those areas. If just in case you want to have a conversation or whatnot, I'm always open for it. All right, guys. Oh, fuck. See, I forgot one more thing. I need to start plugging social media more often. News is, you know, I almost stopped completely on Facebook. I have more posts right now. Recently has been on Snapchat and Instagram. I had slowed down on Facebook because mainly what I was doing was text. And I don't do videos on Facebook too often because Facebook takes forever to load. So I do my little snaps, you know, from time to time. I'm not huge on Snapchat, but I do post from time to time. And I'm much heavily leaning towards Instagram when it comes to putting out anything that's relevant for the channel in video form that's not coming out on YouTube. Because my Instagram reach is twice as much as my Snapchat reach, and the whole point is to get information to you guys. And I will try to keep it short, so that way it's not like a huge line of 10-second videos. It'll just be 1 or 2. So be patient. If I post it, generally speaking, it's information that you guys should know or want to know. Just watch it. Especially if you guys are DMing me and you're DMing me fucking questions or whatnot. I don't answer everybody's questions nowadays, because a lot of these questions can be answered if you just spend some time going through the channel. I'd prefer people to do that. That's why I made the channel. So if you're asking me a question, follow me on whatever platform you're asking that question. If you're DMing me on Instagram, be following me on Instagram, because I might fucking give a general statement to everybody that answers your question. If you're DMing me on Facebook, follow VHP Engines on Facebook. You might get an answer in a post. And same thing with Snapchat. If you're DMing me on Snapchat, you may just get a response in my post and not in a DM. So there's that. Guys, social media links are, generally speaking, in most of my videos. Recently, I haven't been posting them. I've been lazy about it. And as always, you can go to VHP Engine's main page, and all the social media links are there. Alright, guys, thanks for being patient. For those of you who spend the time to watch these little vlogs, or these big vlogs, big vlogs that are 20 minutes long, I appreciate it. For those of you guys that are following on Instagram that see everything, of course I'm fucking looking at who's looking at the stories, because I want to see who's getting all the information. And those of you who have been around for a long time and don't hound me, I really appreciate you guys, because I know it's not because I know that you're paying attention, not because you don't care to know the information. You're out there getting it on your own. You're not asking me to walk your hand, and I appreciate that. I see it. Thanks guys for watching, and peace.